All right, we are live. Sorry about that, guys. We just had a little technical computer froze up there, so let me get this tweeted out here so everybody can join in there. Awesome. Tweeted out here so everybody can join in. All right, there. Good. All right, so let's see. Yep, tweeted out. Everything's good. All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion on day trading option flow with option activity. So I know we talked about unusual option activity, but this is kind of a special feature that we have in Thinkorswim, which is a really cool tool. And so just one kind of that I want to point out that I think you guys will like. So we'll get to that in a moment. Before we get started today, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. All right, awesome. So we're going to check and see where we left off in the market today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what they're up to this evening to see what we might have in store for the rest of the night and into tomorrow morning so we can be prepared for the open. And then we're going to go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. So good stuff. All right, so let's take a look. So here is, I had Apple pulled up here for no apparent reason. Oh, because I was messing with the options. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. So let's take a look at the SPX here and see how that's looking here today. All right, good. All right, make sure. Whew. All right, so good. All right, so SPX right up 21 points today, right? So a strong move. Look at the monthly chart. We've pushed, right? I mean, amazing stuff, right? We talked about this weekly gap, and we've done a series on weekly gaps, and we've filled this weekly gap. Right? I'm going to take that off right there. There's old trend box. But yeah, so weekly gap is filled. So now we left another weekly gap below. So hopefully they'll just ignore that one. Just keep working their way up. But gap filled right here, and it was a low volume, narrow range day. In fact, today was 13.4 points. It was a little lower than that. They gave a little push at the end of the day. But the lowest range day during the entire Corona crash. In fact, right before the Corona crash was 14.69. It was this was 19, 14. I think it was this day. Yeah, so on February 12th was the last day that was narrower than today. So a really tight range. Starting to get kind of familiar, like kind of to this area up here, but everything is awesome, right? So, all right. So anyway, so still working its way up here. Let's see what the price action here intraday. So obviously, really choppy day, narrow range day. Required ninja skills today to take advantage of a couple of these moves, right? So it's a nice move at the open here with a gap up, right? So a little bit of a gap and go type move, but we gapped into territory into the gap, right? So there was a little volume up there and little known price action, and so prices really just kind of figure out what it's trying to do in there, right? So it was a couple interesting moves either way, and then a crazy candle at the end of the day too that we walked through in the group to help everybody see how we can trade those, both catching the bottoms and actually finding a nice target up there at the top. So good stuff with that one. So basically that's what that was today. So it was pretty wild. But we had, as usual, there's a couple standout moves out there, and we did our best to take advantage of those. So here's a couple levels that were in play today, right? So obviously the open gap above, that was a big one right here. We pushed through that really quickly, then they came off of it, retested it, right? And then pushed and retested at the end of the day. Nice gap up here, right? Holding a couple levels right here, right? So we stayed above the 15 orb the entire day, right? And then just basically, chop between the 15 orb high, right? And the and that gap zone right here. So there's a lot of price discovery. So really good stuff. So yep, so hopefully you guys can see everything. Kira, I just saw you say something about it looks like the PC freeze, but it looks like everything's coming through okay through the video, so hopefully that's okay. So good. So let me know, guys, if you can't see anything, but it looks like everything's coming through okay on my end, so hopefully it's coming through okay on yours. So good stuff there. All right, so that was today's day, right? So let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're behaving this evening. Now, really cool stuff. These are zones that we provide to our members each market open. We like to see how the futures are behaving. They give us a lot of data. Okay, good. They give us a lot of data into what's happening intraday, right? So we're starting to write a little newsletter here. It's gonna probably be released to the for access for everybody who's not a current member soon at a cool deal. And but anyway, we provide these in that newsletter each open. Well, we actually show the chart. We provide the actual levels to full members on that one. So good stuff here. But you can see these zones right here. These are basically supply and demand zones that we work with, right? And so you can see how well those held today. Each little bounce off of these levels was just really calculated and tactical, but gave some nice moves off of that, even though it was a choppy day. It's fun being able to navigate through days like today, even though they're all over the place, right? So that's the ES there. So this is the actual gap on the ES. So even though the SPX filled the gap, the S&P futures did not yet. They didn't fill their gap yet. So we have this level up here, which is kind of a key one here that we're working on. They already gave a push here this evening, right? They pushed into that gap tonight, so we'll see how strong they get going into the rest of the night. So let's put a trend line up here and see how that holds throughout the evening. And of course, we have a lower trend line right here as well, so we'll see how that holds too. So good stuff. So it looks like they got their buying shoes on, and so we'll see how that holds a little bit of a bull flag right here. So let's see if they can break out of that and try to get that gap filled. Now, of course, it's annoying, right? Because if they push it all the way up here, they take the majority of the move out, overnight on this super duper low volume. And by the way, the volume was super duper low today too, right? You could tell there was a lot of big money standing on the side right here. I mean, before 10 o'clock, right? I mean, we had like here even at 10:15, 6,000 contracts traded. That's a bottom. So the opening contract today was only the opening contract today was only 23,000. That's super low. So really, really low volume today, right? They didn't really start pushing it until the end of the day, right? At the last minute, they finally got. It's completely inverse, right? 46,000. You'd expect to see that at the open, but they decided to turn the algos on at the end of the day, I suppose. Anyway, really interesting stuff. So we'll see how that goes throughout the rest of the evening. Okay, so good stuff. So today we're going to be continuing our discussion on option flow, and today we're going to be talking about option activity. So by option activity, I don't mean unusual option activity or general option activity. What I mean is the actual tool in Thinkorswim, which is basically option statistics, right? And so you can see here at the bottom of the Thinkorswim screen, right? You go to the trade window, right? And it pulls up your option chains here, right? So you find this little tab here called option statistics, right? So now the S&P futures is kind of interesting, and in fact, it's really interesting. They're actually net short. There's a lot of put activity on this one, right? So this is volume, right? So it could be buys and sells, but the majority is in the put. So this is what we look at, right? We want to see, what type of activity we have here. So if puts are at the bid or below, right? Typically that means they're smashing the bid, right? They're hitting the bid, and so that means they're really trying to get in on this, right? So and then trade it at the ask, right? That's kind of what we're looking at on the calls, right? So you can kind of narrow it down right here to really see the kind of the specifics on it, because everything else is kind of a limit order in between or whatever the case is, or it could be a sale. But here you can see they're still pushing those puts, and so you can see a lot of people are trying to be short. Why? I have no idea, right? I mean, as long as the Fed keeps on buying, right? It's tough to be that way. But again, that's what they're looking at on that. So it's really really interesting stuff. So it gives us a lot of clues, right? So another one that's kind of interesting, right, is the just a regular stock like Apple. And you kind of see where the overall sentiment is. Now Apple today is pretty cool, right? So Apple gave an inside day today, right, or double inside day, right? We love those, right? So what else gave us a double inside day recently that gave a pretty big move? AMD, right? AMD was a huge one, right? So we had a double inside day right here, and the made for yesterday, an incredible breakout, right? So it got really, really compressed energy right here, and then boom, release of energy, right? Contraction to expansion, right? A big move off of that, right? So we're keeping an eye on Apple going into tomorrow, right? And obviously the trend is up, and in fact we have a bump line right here. So I mean the overall trend is up, right? So it's double up right now. So until you start breaking down below that bump line to get to this line, right? It's we're still bullish till proven otherwise, right? And so when we go here, we can kind of look at the overall sentiment, and this can help us influence our trades, not necessarily overnight, but sometimes overnight is good. Apple was net long in earnings, and it had that huge gap up. But again, we've seen stuff that's net long during earnings and gap down, right? So it kind of is what it is there. But this shows us, right, just by looking here at the ask, is 131,000 calls versus 65 on the bid for puts, right? So these are aggressive buys right here. That means they don't care, right? They're not trying to get anywhere between the bid and the ask. And here these are aggressive sells, right, or aggressive short, right? At the 65,000. So you can see it's really overall. Where the option holders are is net long on Apple, right? So that kind of gives us a bit of a bullish sentiment going into tomorrow, right? And so we just kind of can keep that in the back of our minds, right? In the back of our heads, or write a note on it, however you want to do it, to be like, okay, so the majority of the world is thinking long. Now you could also take a contrarian view of it, right? Because sometimes the contrarian view is right as well. Well, if everybody's long, then the market wants to take those people out, but you still can't fight price, and you can't fight the momentum. So if this thing pushes out of this double inside day tomorrow, we might get a big spike out of this one. Now, it's a little bit different than AMD. The context of the two is a little bit different, right? So AMD, right, this double inside day was closing at the highs, right? This was really at the high end of the range, right? So you have this big gap up here, and they're closing at the high of this range. So this was like they're trying, right? It's, boom, right now. Apple's kind of in the middle of the range, right? So Apple really could go either way, but right now we're kind of leaning long, right? Just because it's been really bullish, and it's Apple, and they're coming up on a stock split too. Right, so a lot of people are, really excited about kind of loading up, and a lot of people want to load up on it too at the end of the month when they do their stock split. It's gonna be great, right? I mean, Apple is gonna be like way cheaper, and the option premium should be cheaper as well, right? So that should be pretty cool too. So if you have options, the split shouldn't affect you, right? They're made whole, and you should still maintain whatever profit that you got, right? So that's the idea. So but if you've got stock, right, it's cool. Now instead of 1 share, you got 4 share at the lower price, right? Or three extra shares at the lower price, right? So pretty cool stuff there. So we're keeping an eye on this one. So the only difference between this one and AMD is we're kind of in the middle of the range, right? And about average in the middle of the range right there. So we'll see where what kind of aggressive moves we could get. But it should be pretty interesting. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. Again, AMD was kind of the upper end of the range, so that was really leaning us bullish on it. But again, we got a lot of calls that we looked at on the option activity, the option statistics. And so we'll see if that ends up playing out going into tomorrow, right? I'm not saying it's going to go up or down. I mean, but definitely a lot of eyes on this one, right? So it should be pretty interesting. Now we could get a triple inside day, but that would be very rare for Apple. So we'll see which way it goes. So it could be an interesting one going into that. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. I didn't get any charts from Shirley tonight. I know she's got a lot going on, but again, keep Shirley in your prayers. So and we always appreciate it when she's here and can give us some awesome charts to look at. So and appreciate everybody here too. So for all your questions and ideas, that always helps us go into the next day, because a lot of the ideas we come up with come right from here, right? So that's really a great thing. So let's get started here. Let me get this pulled up for tomorrow. Hold on one second. Wow, tomorrow's Thursday, if you guys can believe it. Tomorrow's Thursday, if you guys can believe it already. Give me 1 second. Let me get these up here. What a day today. Okay, so we got this. So so interesting earnings, right? We got Roku tonight and all that stuff. So we'll probably take a look at those in a little bit here. Okay, so here we go. So let's see. So Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look here. So another great day for gold, right? So just amazing stuff, right? GLD with a huge gap up today. Big volume, right? So and kind of a red spinning top. So watch for it. It might come down, try to fill that gap and all that stuff. But another big move for gold for sure. And then Apple. So of course we'll take a look at that one. So double inside day on Apple. And we just made a pretty cool commentary on that double inside day. So we're definitely gonna be tracking this going into tomorrow. Again, holding trend, see if we can break out one way or the other on that one. And then Amazonia. So let's take a look here. So again, a big move on Amazon today, guys. So this is pretty cool, right? So it held the ADMA, upper shadow yesterday, but check out the price action today. Inside 15 up for a big pop on Amazon today, and then held the ADMA for the rest of the day. Nice little low volume pullback right here to the ADMA and a nice move up. So just kind of just a solid move for Amazon today. So let's see if that can continue. Let's see if that can continue its move. Let me just make sure I got this going on here. Okay, 1 second. There and there. Okay, good. So amazing stuff. And then Boeing. Wow, Boeing so is a great one too, guys. So anybody who's not in our group, right? We just started our a Discord along with our private Twitter, and it's a great group of people and a great group of traders, and we share ideas. And Boeing was one. We got a news feed in there and an option flow feed too, just so we can see what's going on. Which is really cool, kind of appropriate for this week too. So we like tracking to see what the the big sweeps and blocks are going on and all that stuff. So Boeing was pretty cool. In our news trade today, on Boeing in our news feed, we had a news come out that they weren't looking at raising more debt, right? So that ended up being pretty bullish for it, and plus the airlines were bullish too, right? And so right when that news came out, you can see we got nice volume right here, nice double volume right there on a bearish 15-hour breakout candle right there. So great area to get in, right? And then a pause right here, and then a move to the upside. The 175 calls went from $1 something to over $3 just on that move. So it was a really, really nice trade on that one, and still strong. And I believe it gave a little pop after hours too. I think that Boeing and all the airlines kind of gave a nice move right there. I don't know if they had any extra news after hours. They had bad news. The FAA proposed a $1.3 million penalty against Boeing, but what's $1.3 million? That's like nothing. So anyway, So a big pop after hours on that and on the airline. So we'll see if they get some follow through on that. And the daily chart's pretty cool. We kind of poked its head into the cloud, but really is a nice reversal candle right here, doji sandwich, and then back up. So nice measured move up right there. So we'll see what kind of move we get as we enter the cloud on Boeing going in tomorrow. So that should be interesting too. Alma, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you are well. So let's take a look at AVGO. Yeah, so nice. So we talked about this yesterday. Great candle yesterday and good follow through to the upside and kind of a nice pause day there. So let's see if I can get any more follow through on that one. GBTC, the Bitcoin. So again, nice gap up on that one too. Let's see if they can can hodl and keep that one going, right? Zoom took an inside day up today for a little bit of a move there. So as it's been breaking out of this consolidation here, so nice move on that one today. So beautiful there. And then ZS, another Z name. ZS also took an inside day up today as well and got to all-time highs. Very, very nice on Zscaler. Great stuff. Bagesh, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at Apple. Again, double inside day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is a lot of eyes are going to be on this one tomorrow. We're definitely going to be stocking it at the open too. Now with a double inside day. Very nice there too. MDB, I'm noticing a theme here with a double inside day at the cloud, so that could be interesting. Billy with a double inside day. I love it. So, yeah, so a lot of consolidations today, but Home Depot ended up a little bit red here. Sorry, guys, I got one of the sourest grapefruits in the world. You remember what happened last time that happened. But, woo! Anyway, so holding the ADMA on this one, it's actually below its upward trend line still. And didn't really get much of a hurricane rally because the hurricane kind of fizzled out. Now, a lot of stuff is going on, right? There's a lot of power out up in like New Jersey and on the coast up north, so hopefully everybody's okay. I know some folks aren't able to tune in tonight because of that, but again, keep everybody up north in your prayers too, and so that they're able to recover really quickly on that as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's still holding the ADMA on this one. RDFN. Triple inside day, so that could be interesting too. Yeah, Redfin's pretty interesting, right? So we've been looking at it, kind of stalking it right here. So getting really, really tight, triangle type stuff right here. So let's see if we can break out of that one way or the other as well. So good stuff. Kira, what's going on? I hope you are well. Yeah, how about Nike? Schnikes. Oh wow, Nike gave a great breakout right there. Not the type of volume I'd like to see, but nice enough where we could put it on our radar. I like how it broke out of the geometric line and the cloud. So that's really, really nice on Nike. Good find on that one. And Boeing, of course, poking its head up in the cloud right there. Microsoft. So this the TikTok drama continues. So this is just kind of hands off until that whole thing gets settled. Sometimes it gives nice spikes intraday and we can ride a little bit of a wave on it. But other than that, it's just kind of chopping around here with that whole TikTok stuff right now. So it's like one day, one moment they're going to spend $30 billion on it. Another moment, Apple's interested in buying TikTok. Another moment, Microsoft's like, oh no, we're not spending $30 billion on TikTok. It's like, But anyway, so it's a couple red days in a row, but we'll see how that goes. CRWD with an upper shadow and coming back into that inside day range. So there is a possibility it might want to test yesterday's lows. So we'll see that stuff too. Hey, yeah, my pleasure. Yep, thank you for your support and for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Kim, what's going on? Boo! What a day today. LVGO. Couldn't even get a sniff. Pre-market highs. Whoa! I guess the trend is your friend until it bends on this one. Yeah, LVGO just has been epic, right? And then just boom, all-time highs and see it right off the 150, right? So that's kind of interesting right here. So I guess they had, earnings today or something like that? And they had a beat on earnings, but I think they're getting bought out by Teladoc, TDoc. But normally the one that gets bought goes up, and it's kind of weird. So anyway, I know, just nasty. So it couldn't just get above it right there. So again, just a nasty move after earnings. So again, big reversal, right? So that's the idea. Right, so couldn't even get up there, right? So no room for a gap and go. Couldn't even touch it. So a lot of these names, gave big pullbacks too, like FSLY. Big pull. They had a beat on earnings, right? Earnings and revenue, and then they're down. It's just like that's why earnings are such a binary event, right? Just really, really crazy stuff. But yeah, Nike broke out. I know, definitely. I wish they gave a little more volume on that one, but definitely going to be on the radar. And then yeah, AMD might be a little bit of a pause day here today. So Apple and AMD are going to be big on the radar going into tomorrow. And then Ruger. Yeah, I mean these ones have just been strong ever since the riots, right? So we got this going on up here. So again, just still continue to hold their trend, right? So just see if it holds there. You got X dividend coming up a little, kind of soon. So see how that goes. So good stuff. ZEK, what's going on? WRTC, let's take a look. Hope you're doing well. Upper shadow there off the ADMA. Yeah, Wrap Technology again. That got a boost off of the riots as well. So see how it holds right here again. Just pulling back a little bit after earnings, and so but again overall, they're getting a lot more contracts and stuff like that. So see if that ends up continuing to keep it going. Right, it's tough. Penny stocks are tough because they're penny stocks for a reason. But it did give a nice breakout from $5, a couple months ago. So good stuff there. The Jets, yeah, I mean, just huge. The airlines gave a big move today. Apparently, it's kind of funny. It's not like there was even really a deal, right? All they said was the GOP was agreeing to that they agreed with spending $25 billion on payroll assistance for the airlines. So that's cool. So they got a big boost off of that today. But yeah, lots of activity on those today. So pretty cool stuff there. And they got, a lot of them got a big boost after hours too. TSM trying to give a move there, but a big upper shadow on that one, so watch out for that. MU, inside day. Again, this is one of the toughest ones in the world to trade, so just be careful with that one. I'd say it'll give you... Sometimes it's okay intraday, but sometimes not. So I usually tend to avoid MU. QComp, again, nice inside day up right there, spinning top. Let's see if that can continue to work its way up into that prior upper shadow on that one. So good stuff there. Hey, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, too. So, yeah, Elliott Wave trend discussion on Apple. Yeah, so Apple... I mean, it's been super duper impulsive, right? So, I mean, this before earnings, right? It was definitely a pullback, right? So, I mean, this I would consider this is all contained by a channel right here. So, definitely an impulsive wave, right? So, this could be, one, two, three, four, and maybe we're working on wave 5 up here. Right, so each wave, right, has subwaves, right? So we could say this could be 1, 2, maybe this is 3, maybe the double inside day will break down. I'm not saying it's going to go up, right? But maybe we fill that gap. Maybe it goes all the way down the trend line here, and then we do a final wave up for a wave 5, and then we look for some sort of ABC type correction or something like that on it for where it's going there. But yeah, generally impulsive move up, and this definitely working on another impulsive move here. So it's very possible that this is the wave 5. If this was like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm not saying this is the end of it, but each wave has a subwave, so this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe it gives another boost to the upside. But just be careful because wave 5s can be truncated. So good stuff there. Trelly, what's going on? So OSTK, like we say, whenever you're bored, just see what Overstock's up to. And there it is, pushed its way up to 200. I'd say this thing's been incredible. So again, inside 15 up, low volume pullback to the ADMA, and then another move up on this one. Like I say, whenever you're bored, see what Overstock's up to. Amazing stuff. So tough to chase here, but it continues to be bullish, especially as Bitcoin continues to be strong too. And the other ones, AMD again, nice double inside day up from yesterday, just a beautiful trade for the group on that one. Pause day today, so let's see if that can continue to work. So yeah, possible doji sandwich like Kim mentioned earlier. Paul, what's going on? Great stuff. So gave you a shout out on Twitter a little bit ago. So great job on AAL. You found this one really, really nicely and curled up here on the ADMA. Beautiful candle. And again, I think it's up after hours too. So yeah, so big boost after hours as well. So great find on this one. Coming up to the 50 moving average is up to $13.30. So it's right at the 50. So you can continue to work its way up back here. So anyway, really, really nice stuff. Big volume on that and a lot of open interest on it too. So good stuff. We were looking at the calls. I think one of the ones we traded, it was like the 12 calls. Had like 90-something thousand volume on it. So just a lot of buying going on in the airline. So really, really cool stuff there. So good. Anke, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, again, it's been these banks, they were kind of strong this morning. They held up well, so that's good. That's kind of helping the market up, right? I mean, the market's not going to go up without the banks, right? So, but JP Morgan had a great morning this morning, so that gave us some bullish sentiment too. It was just a real sketchy morning this morning, so we didn't get into JP Morgan at the open. It was just everything was, the vol spid was down. No, it just was not very strong this morning, but there was some good flow into that. So good stuff there. ZI. Yeah, Zoom Info. Yeah, so nice move with this one, guys. So this one is, double inside day up. Beautiful. And look at that. Where did it come from, right? Remember we talked about this, IPO strategies, or double inside week up. I'm sorry, guys. Inside day up. But remember we talked about IPO strategies, right? So there's your IPO day high. Very, very important level there. Inside day at that level with the rising ADMA. So you got a nice move up on that one. So see if how that holds. You got earnings coming up on that one, too. SPT, big push there. Big upper shadow off the prior upper shadow. So just be careful with that one. DFIN. Starting to work its way up, right? Thanks to Boeing. So, those type of names like really get things going there. And of course, you got the who knows what's going on in Beirut too. If that turns into anything like that too, definitely keep an eye on those names as well. Facebook, kind of doing this flag type pattern here. I know there's nothing really pushing that. It's an invisible flag pole, but it's defending the gap right now. Inside day, if the market gets weak, though, just watch out on that one. But if it gets strong, then maybe that inside day could give a break to the upside. So good stuff. J-Moss, what's going on? Good evening. Good to see you. So let's take a look at Bowen right here. Yeah, beautiful day today on Bowen. Nice recovery from the earnings lows, right? And then Doji sandwich up today and a big push up into the cloud, right? Found a low resistance right there, but a nice intraday trade today thanks to news flow and some strong volume and chart action on that one. Remember, we don't like to trade news unless, like we talked about, we don't like to trade option flow. Same thing, right? We want to make sure the chart supports the move. Apple again, double inside day. Really interested in that one. QCOM took an inside day up, left a lower upper shadow on that one, so just be careful there. Jets, again, beautiful sector today, and up after hours, so very nice there. Momo, again, I don't trade this name. A lot of these China names, I just keep hands off. But a beautiful candle on that one, a little bit of an upper shadow on that, some volume on it, which is good. APPS. Wow, just super duper strong right here. So it looks like earnings came out too today after hours. So let's see how that's holding up here. And up after hours too. So see if we can get over those pre-market highs and might give a gap and go on that one. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Kira, yeah, I think we're good. We got that solved, so that's good. Andrew, yeah, so Apple, big thing on Apple is double inside day. Right, so we definitely want to see how it handles those levels going into tomorrow. Right now, futures still pretty strong, stuff up 10 points. It might gap up tomorrow. If Apple gets an upgrade tomorrow and there's a big gap up, right, we're going to see how it holds the all-time highs on that one. So good stuff there. Robin, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Happy birthday recently. Baba, yeah, let's take a look here. So Baba, holding trend. Well, it's actually a geometric line right here, but we can still put this over here. Just push the geometric line over here. So definitely working its way up. And it's been pretty strong. It's got earnings coming up. It's up on low volume, but it doesn't mean it's not up, right? So just be careful up here. We're coming into some pivot levels, right? That the bears might want to take control of that one, but it could be interesting. Good stuff. Chandra, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Inside day on Google, holding the 50 days so far, but everything's kind of curled over. If it loses that 50 day, watch out, right? Might kind of work its way down to the cloud. Johnny, what's going on? Yeah, so Tesla. Thanks for bringing up Tesla. So Tesla getting really tight in here too, guys. We talked about this zone right here, congestion in this area, right? So we kind of held it, bounced, but right now we're getting really tight in this triangle right here, inside day. So let's see if Tesla can give a move out of there in the next day or so. Hopefully on Friday, right? When Tesla's fun to trade with Friday Lotto fun, right? So shop with an inside day up, still just a monster, right? And kind of working its way up there, possibly close to all-time highs. Spot has been on our bearish radar for the past couple days, and it's a good thing, right? Because it continues to work its way down. Possible doji sandwich to the downside on Spot, so that's something to keep an eye on too. Netflix, overall, Netflix. Pretty interesting, right? I want to see if we can get over these prior highs. Had a nasty pullback today, inside day. But if it does end up coming back up and pushing over this inside day high, we may see Netflix really give a good push up here, possibly even to these levels up here. So that could be interesting too. So we'll see how that goes. And then Zoom, of course, with the nice inside day up today. So still holding trend. Drama stock though, so be careful with that one. The Nest Piton, yeah. So the iBuy was pretty strong. Again, a bit of another pause day today. So just kind of see how that holds. FSLR. Again, the solar sector has just been monstrous, right? So we got that. We got earnings coming up tomorrow after hours on that one. So see how that holds. If not, right, they might try to flow money out of that. But epic earnings run on that one. ALB with a move right there. So just kind of hanging in there. We have earnings after hours today. Yeah, so let's take a look, see how that behaved with that one. Yeah, a little bit of a gap up there. So it's up at 90. So it's kind of at these levels right here. So yes, you might get a little gap and go on this one. But watch these kind of breakdown levels too. You got this prior inside day. Right, so yeah, just be careful. It's running into a lot of major levels on that one, so just be careful there. Roku with earnings after hours. This is always a fun one. It's pretty famous for reversals, but let's see what it does here. So it's down here about 156. So 156 puts us back here. So barely even a down move. So just basically puts us back in the congestion zone. So it is a good candidate for a reversal. I think they did beat. Right, I think we did have a beat, didn't we? Yeah, we're less of a loss than expected. So good revenues and all that stuff. I think the CEO just dumped a bunch of shares too, so that doesn't help. But it kind of is what it is. So Etsy with a huge move after earnings today. Yeah, so there's a gap and go on this one today. Let's see how it did it. Just kind of it did it pretty decently with that candle right there, and just kind of didn't really have a really trending day, but and then up after hours. It's kind of flat here after hours too. So wow, amazing earnings run on that one though. Look at that. Woo! Impressive stuff. API, let's take a look. API kind of chopping around right there. So just, we try to avoid the chop, right? So Netties, potential pause day there. So keep an eye on that one. Netties! see if that turns into a doji sandwich for a move up there. And then Walmart. Walmart did okay, kind of saving their prime release date deal, because I think today they talked about like opening drive-in movie theater in their parking lot. So parking is still hard at Walmart. How are we gonna get a movie theater in there? But something they were talking about today could be interesting. And then Domino's pizza delivery inside day up so far. So it's coming into lots of prior resistance levels right here. So this is a really big level right here. This 395, 396 area on Domino's. So see how that goes right there. Avoid the Noid. Avoid the Noid on that one. And then Sam. Yep. So big upper shadow on that one, but a nice little push on that. So that's looking pretty good. Z, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, TGT. Fabulous move here out of that. Really sideways head and shoulders. Shoulders, head, shoulders. We're going to break out of that there. Now an upper shadow after it tagged all-time highs. How did Costco end up doing today? Yeah, gave a little bit of a gift horse gap on that one, so you can't complain about that. So good stuff. The Nest, yeah, and Baba. Yeah, of course. So nice move on that one. Still holding trend to the upside there. Rich, yeah, FSLY. I know, big move after hours, but with FSLY, right? So it's now 93. Where does that put us? So that puts us still above the upper trend line, right? So there's a good chance if we get a reversal on that, we got a nice gap right there that it could fill to the upside on that one. So keep an eye on that one. Of course, see how it handles the upper trend line. Good, so good stuff. And then Walmart, yeah, so Walmart, same thing, right? So just, it's kind of holding up there, but again, not a big momentum mover. Maybe if it can continue to hold, maybe we'll get a little bit of an earnings run out of it. AOI, double inside day, nice. I know, Kira, yeah, it's crazy stuff. Zoom, of course, drama stock, inside day up today, real nice. I think CALX, I think that hit the news today at some point. I can't remember if it was after hours, so kind of all over the place. Really, really choppy day today here on this one, so just be careful with that. But try to do an inside day up and came back in the range. Intel, let's take a look. Yeah, I guess it was kind of moves over there, kind of got to the ADMA and just kind of paused out on that one. Zynga. ZNGA. ZYN. ZNGA, there we go. All right, so lower shadow that one, low bounce of the ADMA. We've got earnings after hours to $1.55, so putting you back up here. So see if that holds tomorrow and gives a gap and go on Zynga. That could be interesting. So obviously, pay close attention to the after hours and pre-market highs on that one. Thomas, what's going on? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so Shop, nice inside day up on that one. See if I can continue to move off of that. TNDM, trying to work its way up there. A bit of an upper shadow, so just a little bit of caution on that one. Tracy, what's going on? T-Doc. I know, buying LVGO, and that one flushed too. They both flushed on that news today. It's like, I'd say these drama Zoom, Corona names have been pretty wild right here. But really, kind of technically, this thing is still in a channel. Right? We go here, here, here. Right? So it's still kind of channeling up right here, down to the 50 moving average. See how that holds. I would have to imagine, I mean, that's a big outlay of cash, right? So I'd have to imagine it does become a candidate for a reversal. But let's continue to keep an eye on the price action on that one. And I know. So decent candle today. We got earnings coming up on the 10th. So let's see if I can do a little bit. Maybe they'll reveal how little they actually have accomplished. So just be careful with INO. Eventually, it could catch up to them, right? So Square with earnings leak today, and that was a big reversal. So not a lot of momentum on that one, but some big volume on that there too. So interesting reversal on that one. Again, it was supposed to have earnings later, I believe today. So keep an eye on Square. Actually, I would put that on the bearish radar, Thomas and guys. So just because there's a big gap down there, that's a really nasty candle. So the market's weak tomorrow, and especially this sector's weak tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on that one. So good, yeah, Z Beyond, I know, yeah. So earnings today, ended up trying to make a really big reversal off of that one, right? So gave a little bit of a nasty upper shadow today. Tried to give a little bit of a reversal, but really didn't get much of a move on it. This thing's been just so challenging to trade recently, so it's kind of been hands off. Nitin, hope you're doing well. Tracy, yeah, Win. Yeah, so Win had earnings today too. Couldn't really hold on, right? Give a little push at the open, so it looked like it was going to try to push this morning. It was like, nope. So nobody wanted to hold on to that one today. So UNH. Thank you. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, so UNH, nice move there too. A lot of the insurance names are pretty good as well. Great candle, low volume, but it is trying to finally make a push out of this consolidation zone. That was a big level for us to get above today. So volume would have been great on that one. And then GO, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at J&J. So J&J, nice gap up today, and then they kind of reversed off of that a little bit there. So up a little bit after hours though, so that's good. With the futures we're strong. It looks like the futures been cut in half already, so more futures drama, so we'll see. Powell must be out to dinner. PayPal with an inside day up, fresh all-time highs on that one. So this has just been an epic hold for a while. Square again, we're going to keep an eye on tomorrow, see if they get any more downside follow-through on that one. Adobe with the pause day today, so we'll see how that one goes. Lululemon. Yeah, there it goes. Broke out of that range. Inside day yesterday, and then nice little triangle breakout. So beautiful move on Lulu. It likes to do it sometimes. And then overstock. With overstock. So inside day there. I'm sorry, I keep on thinking because it's like, sorry, realty income. I was like, this is not overstock. It's not $100 on a crazy move up. Realty income. Sorry, guys. Inside day on that one and just kind of hanging out. So just got to keep an eye on that there. So yeah, Rohit. So words on Microsoft. So again, this thing's going to be a drama name until this TikTok thing goes away. So just be careful with that one. I mean, look for setups as they come. But other than that, I'm not really looking to take any sort of position on this one yet. So Nitin, yeah, what's going on? So good evening. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so Tesla 3,400 for September expiration. Woo! And Amazon 4,500. That's out there. So Johnny, good to see you. Nitin, connected a piece of internet. Yeah, not sure on that one. Sometimes you got to upgrade it. You got to click the bottom thing in the box there and hit high definition or hit the highest quality on that one. And then AI, yeah. So that's Square on that one. We're looking at for a potential potential move on that one too. You got a big gap there, a big upper shadow, so a potential down move on that one. So yeah, sorry about the stream if anybody's having trouble with it, but it looks like it's coming through okay on my end. I'm not showing any lag, but sometimes things have been a little bit funky. I think there's a full moon out there, and apparently that's affecting the internet a little bit. So we'll see on that one. But there's also lots of power out around the up north too, so that could be affecting some things. So sorry about that if it's a little bit laggy for you guys. Alma, yeah, net. Let's take a look at that one. Inside day there too. So down a little bit. What we got going on with earnings here? Earnings are tomorrow after hours, so we'll keep an eye on that one too. And Tracy, yeah, home builders. Again, just want to keep an eye right here. Len's a little bit of a harder one to trade. Usually in the home builders chart, I like to go to Home Depot on that one. That's been a little bit tricky too. And there you go, Geo. So we got Home Depot. Yep, same thing there. So holding the ADMA on that one. CRM, big software name. Inside day up, so just kind of chopping around right now. VRM, vroom. Big push, guys. This is epic move on Vroom, guys. We've been talking about this one here. Inside day failed to break down, held the opening day high off the IPO, and then just launched off of that. So big earnings run on Vroom. NCNO. I think people are starting to realize that hey, maybe that's a maybe a Corona name or something like that. NCNO get really tight, right? So recent IPO on this one is still in the IPO range, huge IPO day, and then big C. Yeah, it might be YouTube too. It could be. It's been a little bit funky here yet. So big Conference Holdings. So something to keep an eye on right here too. So with its opening day too. So good stuff, guys. All right. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Great questions and chart requests. So stick with us, right? Tonight is just a weird internet night or weird YouTube night. So it actually took forever for me to upload a video tonight too. It's for them to process it. So it was a little bit strange, but anyway, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're new here, and definitely hit the notification button. We put multiple videos out during the day, including a morning market prep, which is a really fun one to kind of get you started for your trading day. So hope to see you guys then bright and early. And until then, hope everybody has a great night and stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.